In the context of a global project office and PMO products, or the name of each organization, what can we understand by hybrid products? In that context, they are the result of applying Agile frameworks and methods alongside traditional frameworks, methods, or methodologies to develop products that are mostly, if not almost entirely, digital, regardless of the sector. It can be for any sector. Let's remember private, public, third sector, and any industry, not only in technological innovation or similar areas, but also in mining, engineering, construction, and civil works. Thus, these hybrid products are designed to provide a more comprehensive solution, adapting as much as possible to increasingly demanding and changing environments that require the market, to provide practically immediate responses, not to mention tailor and customize what we commonly understand as being customer-centric. So they apply various different and advanced technologies. But the predictive approach definitely always comes first. Who promotes hybrid products? Well, they are organizations. Very few organizations and companies that seek to maximize efficiency, innovation, and adaptability. For the development of these products, generally digital, within their organizations. Where they do enhance is by focusing more on all Agile frameworks, but without dismissing traditional project approaches, so that we could identify a series of characteristics for these hybrid products in our global project office. Main characteristics of hybrid products in the context of our SME. The first thing we will discuss in a headline is innovation and flexibility. These hybrid products are developed using a more innovation-focused approach, or approaches that enable innovation. We can sometimes talk about the project part, but they facilitate innovation. Why? Because products can be released more quickly to test whether they can work or not, and then continue to launch them to the market or remove them from the market. This helps first with cost reduction and eliminates what does not work and is not useful, but on the other hand, we can indeed reduce time in deliveries. We don't say to do it faster, as that is a mistake. We say to reduce the time, which is very different. Flexibility goes hand in hand with innovation, which is why we make iterative deliveries. The faster we deliver something, the easier it is to know whether it can work or not from an innovation standpoint. In contrast, projects are more structured, have more control, and are generally delivered at the end of something, a project. That is why the approach is more predictive. As another characteristic, the second, integration of multiple technologies. We already talked here. We will not only discuss technology, but also tools, frameworks, and methods. We can have a combination of several. We can talk about Scrum, Kanban, Lean. We can have a non-unique combination, a unique way of working, a unique tool. Otherwise, we can use the combination of several. This allows us to further improve because they will be the most comprehensive and versatile solutions for what we want to achieve. Another aspect is continuous improvement, because we deliver a final product in a shorter time frame, which then allows for continuous improvement. It can be perceived more easily by the end user, by the final customer, and by the stakeholders. By delivering continuous improvements in shorter time frames, the perception of value is even greater. And, of course, as the fourth relationship bar, the value that is delivered, which is perceived, because it is an added value to the customer. Let us remember that we are talking about internal and external customers. The internal client refers to the areas of our organization that need to relate to, interact with, use, or explain and understand our hybrid products. And the end customer, who is the one that ultimately buys the application, the product, the development, whatever it may be. It can be a digital product or a physical product. When we talk about innovation in physical matters, the added value perceived is both internal and external. And finally, adaptability to change. The sooner we launch a hybrid product, the easier it is to adapt to change, especially in such dynamic environments and with so many regulations. Honestly, I don't remember this period. I am speaking generally about this decade. How many regulations exist at the governmental level, as well as at the regional level and at the industry level? A very simple and concrete example. In Europe, there are regulations every day, both at the regional level and at the country level. For example, if there are regulations regarding external countries, the European community, such as China, has more regulations, not to mention Russia. But at the same time, there are industry regulations that affect each country. A very simple and quick example is blockchain technology and its impact on the financial industry, which varies greatly from country to country, especially when we talk about cryptocurrencies. Therefore, there is legislation in each country, and at the same time, it is governed by European regulation. Therefore, it is even more complex for us to adapt to the market. Hybrid products allow us that flexibility and almost immediate adaptation. I don't want to overlook what can also be considered something to keep on the radar, which is sustainability. Hybrid products often aim to incorporate sustainable and efficient technologies, along with everything that is available. When we talk about regulations, it's not just in finance, but also in pharmaceuticals, which brings in environmental issues. Many products that are developed for informational purposes, which can be digital products, may have an impact on physical products later on. That is to say, you are going to launch a new physical product and you need to develop an entire paint, a vaccine, something. You need to develop an entire technological platform to conduct all those tests, perhaps physical ones, and have them documented to cover the entire product life cycle. From its inception, the conception of the idea, through innovation, continuous improvement, and final delivery, the cycle starts again, iterative, with continuous improvement. Once more, etc., etc., etc. It is not easy at all. It is very complicated. However, for that reason, agile predictive approaches have a much higher percentage of influence, significantly greater than traditional or predictive approaches. We can talk about examples. Well, software, products, software platforms on the blockchain. Imagine everything that exists today with all the regulations constantly affecting technologies, both in the area of cryptocurrencies and in gaming, as well as in entertainment, with all the platforms that exist and the new ones under blockchain that will be revolutionizing the entire world. That's just one example. Other devices can be for a better social life, smart medical devices, where physical innovation products help people with some type of physical disabilities. And this is recorded, for example, through software. That is a hybrid product, technologically speaking, but that interconnects, or for a concrete example, people who, for instance, do not see that all of this is allowed, right? Because there is a device that can send and receive signals, but there is a whole technological aspect that serves as the interface with the brain for people who cannot see, for example, or cannot hear. Without the need for external devices, understanding things having nothing to do with deaf or blind listening, and allowing that technology, I'm not saying it's easy, I'm providing examples, but they already exist and work is being done. Well, this is what we can understand as an audible product within our context.